Little Stalker by Speechless Since 1998, a Batman All Media Types and Superman movie fanfic rated for general audiences, with additional tags for Alternative Universe Canon Divergence, Crack Treated Seriously, Fluff and Crack, Fluff, Brotherly Bonding, Father-Son Relationships, Minor Clark Kent / Bruce Wayne, Past Relationships, Implied/referenced Child Abuse, Bruce Wayne Tries to Be a Good Parent, Kid Tim Drake, Bat Family Feels, Bat Family Shenanigans, Alternative Universe, Different First Meeting, Tim Drake joins the Bat Family early. Summary. You're disgusting, both of you, Dick said, losing what little respect he had for his hero. Thank you so much, Bruce. He'll never look Superman in the face again without knowing what a pervert he was. Release tension. Horrible understatement. Dick. Wait, but what does Tim have to do with this? You were so lame that Clark got distracted by a cry for help? Bruce pressed his lips into a thin line. Worse, Tim was there. Dick nearly choked on his spit. He leaned against the kitchen counter. Wait, are you telling me that while you two were intimate, a 9-year-old saw you? He took pictures of us too. What? Dick should stop doing missions with the Titans with zero or little contact. This was the second time Bruce has gotten empty nest syndrome and kidnapped a child. I didn't kidnap Tim, the adult in question said, for the umpteenth time. While Tim and Jason were playing video games in the next room. He's staying with us until his parents get back. Dick looked at him with a raised eyebrow. And when are they coming back? November. In 3 months? Dick blurted out, and had, too quickly, peeked out to make sure the kids hadn't heard him. Bruce made an equally unhappy expression. Yeah, they can't come back early unless it's something serious. Their son at some random guy's house isn't something serious? Where's his babysitter? He doesn't have one. I already checked. Dick's eyes widened. He doesn't have a babysitter? At 9 years old? The Drakes say it's acceptable. And character building. Bruce's forehead creases now, as if he didn't believe the bullshit he'd just spouted either. Tim is a precocious, independent kid. Too much for his age. And I thought about contacting CPS, but... Dick pressed. But I wanted to give his parents a chance to do better. Tim clearly loves them very much, and I don't want to take him away from them. It was sweet. But Dick knew from experience that love often wasn't enough. You could be willing to give your all for your child, but if your behavior put them at risk, and you couldn't change, the child's well-being came first. It was brutal, but it was better than crying over yet another preventable death in Gotham. I see, he hummed casually, promising to check on the Drakes himself. Where do you find him? His parents forget about him at a gala and he stayed over? Jason imprinted on him at school and you found out about his messed up family situation? He witnessed something rare. Bruce's cheeks flushed red. The man coughed something, hoping his son couldn't hear. But Dick was a little bastard and said, Can you say that again? I don't think I heard you correctly. Clark found him. Clark? What does Clark have to do with this? Dick asked, surprised. Bruce blushed slightly. It was quiet night. Jason was at home and I was alone. Clark came to see how I was doing and we may have thought it was a chance to release some tension before the end of patrol. He knew Bruce was a freak. He had grown up with the guy, and had been sent home enough times when they met Catwoman to know public sex was no problem for Bruce. But Clark... You're disgusting, both of you, Dick said, losing what little respect he had for his hero. Thank you so much, Bruce. He'll never look Superman in the face again without knowing what a pervert he was. Release tension. Horrible understatement. Well, you're kind of right, but... Dick interrupted him. Wait, but what does Tim have to do with all of this? You were so lame that Clark got distracted by a cry for help? Bruce pressed his lips into a thin line. Worse. Tim was there. Dick nearly choked on his spit. He leaned against the kitchen counter. Wait, are you telling me that while you two were intimate, a 9-year-old saw you? And he took pictures of us, too. What? Bruce sighed. Tim seems to be coming out at night to follow me and Robin. He's memorized our patrol routes. He knows the best places to hide and not be seen. We were, coincidentally, on his roof. Oh my god. You have a baby stalker. And he caught you too well. Fuck. He didn't catch us. Bruce tried to downplay. Clark noticed him before we got any further, and found his hiding place. Was that before or after he got his hands in your pants? He didn't want to ask. He really didn't. But Bruce's expression made it almost worth it. Still, he needed to bleach and erase the image of those two together. From where he was standing, Tim couldn't see well. Bruce said, very stiffly. He thought we were fighting. Ah, the blissful naivete of children. Even the damn sneaky little genius who could follow Batman and get away with it. Fighting is one way to say it. Dick, I've heard all of the jokes from Jason. Don't start that one. He put on a fake, innocent expression. Who? Me? Bruce rolled his eyes, not falling for the trick. After determining that he was home alone, I decided to have him come to the manor. It was safer, especially considering he knows about our identities. Dick should ask more questions on that point, but right now, he was so unsurprised by anything that even such a thing seemed normal. He wasn't. He knew. But he knew so many geniuses that he was a little overexposed to genius, and didn't ask too many questions. Have you thought about wiping his memory? Bruce shook his head. He's too young. That's a risk I don't want to take. Dick didn't buy the excuse. You like him. Dick. No, old man. The kid is cute and you've bonded with him right away. And he's a weirdo like you, so you get along well. He has living parents, Bruce reminded him. Dick snorted. How much do you want to bet they'll settle so they don't ruin their reputations? He's their son. Bruce insisted with all the disdain of a parent who loves his children and will refuse to let anyone else do otherwise. It was very sweet, and it made Dick feel all soft inside. But the point remained. Not all parents desert their children. We'll see how this goes in 3 months, he finally conceded, vowing to find all the Drake shit he could and give it to Bruce's lawyers. Anyone who could make Bruce look so half-horrified and half-wrapped up was adoption material. Also, imagine how much teasing material he'll have just with Tim around. Notes. Thanks for all the kudos, comments, and bookmarks. This keeps me and my inspiration alive. Also, I hope you all will take interest in my crossover legacy. It's a strange work, but it's pretty funny. I haven't read it. I've only read this. And it's probably gonna edit down to like 5 minutes, but that's fine. That was the goal. There she is. I can hear the bell. You can probably also hear the bell. There she comes. Hello? Is that the little lady? Hello! Get over here! He thought we were fighting. I need to not laugh for that.